Alright, what's going on, everybody? It's Asphalt Media coming at you with another video. You know what time it is, guys. It's time to bring on that boxing. So, guys, we got the fight that we asked for. Long awaited, many months of anticipation. Two of the greatest welterweights of all time. Terence "Bud" Crawford and David Avanesian. Guys, this is not the fight that we asked for. It's not the fight that the fans wanted to see. Obviously, something fell through. It seems like Terence Crawford isn't happy with the money, or at least the deal that he was gonna get. So you got to respect it. Obviously, this is a big risk fight. Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. It's the fight that we wanted. It's not the fight that we got. David Avanesian is a Russian welterweight, not very well known, but very good fighter. I think he has like 20 plus wins with 3 losses, one by way of knockout. But I mean, Terence Crawford's gonna be fighting in Omaha. I guess it's what he wanted. I'm not saying that Terence Crawford's scared, but obviously as a fan, as an analyst, you can't help but say, what's going on here. He went on with his plans. I expected this to happen. A fight of this magnitude without making the money that they maybe wanted to see. Maybe they wanted the few hundred millions, but I don't think it doesn't make sense because, outside of the boxing world, I always say they're not as well known as people think they are. Boxing, people within the boxing industry and boxing fans as a whole, we all know Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, but outside of that, in the world of sports, not everybody knows who they are. It's not like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, but it's sad to see. Errol Spence said Terence Crawford was stalling. He said that on Twitter. So now we'll expect Errol Spence to make a move and fight somebody else. Let's see who he fights. Does he stay at 147? Does he fight at 154? We'll see. I don't know if this fight gets made anymore, guys. I hate to be the pessimistic one, but I feel like they took a decent amount, a big chunk of 2022. Just talking about the potential of the fight happening, and if it didn't happen then, I don't know if it's gonna happen now or in the future. We might get this fight when we don't even want it anymore. If they said that they're still in negotiations technically. Errol Spence has his side of the story where he said he's stalling. He's kind of upset with Terence Crawford and his team because he could have fought in November and stayed busy even if it wasn't against Terence Crawford. And Terence Crawford said Errol Spence is the one that was putting the fight on hold, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, it's a touchy situation. It's hard to know who to believe, but in this case, I think most people are saying that Errol Spence is the one to believe. I don't know. Terence Crawford, at least he's gonna get us a fight in Omaha. That was always something that was on his bucket list as far as something to accomplish and something that he's never gotten to do, I guess, in the sport of boxing. But as far as his opponent David Avanesian, it's not a draw. I don't see a lot of people watching that fight. I think it's priced at the pay-per-view value of like $40, something like that, for a pay-per-view buy. I don't know if a lot of people are gonna buy that fight because we kind of expect Terence Crawford to win that fight, in decisive manner, by knockout. But at least he's gonna be able to fight in his home. So it's just like we really wanted this fight to happen, and now that it's definitely not going to happen when we thought not October, then we thought November 19th, November 12th, and then we heard a little bit of chatter it might go back to December, and now we know that Terence Crawford's going to be fighting in December. Who knows what's going to happen after that? We really don't know. It's very up in the air right now. But I don't think we're going to be seeing Terence Crawford and Errol Spence anytime too soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it happens one day, and we still see the fight when we still care about it. I hope this fight doesn't happen 4 or 5 years down the line where nobody even, there are new guys in the division, hungry lions, hungry dogs. Like, there are going to be up and coming guys like Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz. These are hungry guys. We'll see what happens. They're going to take over the welterweight division eventually, and I don't see 5 years down the line. I don't even know if Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are going to be able to stay at 147, especially Errol Spence, who's been kind of waiting to go up to 154. Excuse me. I'm not hating on either of these fighters. I know it's hard to make, and you want to. Obviously, you guys have to think about it from a fighter's perspective. If they're going to risk. It's the biggest risk of both guys' careers. They want to make sure the money's right because at the end of the day, if one of them loses the fight, it only goes downhill. unless they can redeem themselves, which both guys could. They could have a rematch. I'm just saying, you know, there's a lot of risk on the line, so they want to make sure the money's right, and you can't be mad at fighters for doing that. You could say, you know, just shut up and fight, but it's easier said than done. You know, these guys got families, they got brands to protect, they got to protect their records, their image, and stuff like that. So I don't blame them. You know, there's pride and embarrassment on the line. You know, whoever loses, you know, doesn't get the bragging rights the same way as the winner. You know, and the winner is just going to be proclaimed as, you know, the best 147 pounder, you know, of the past few years. Both of these guys are guaranteed in the Hall of Fame, I believe, and you know, the guy who lost the fight, who would lose the fight, would just be the number 2 guy that everybody would eventually forget and always associate with the number 1 guy's name. But you're still not that number 1 guy. But it is what it is, guys. You know, we can't get everything. Boxing's a difficult sport. The politics behind it, it's rough, but it's just part of the fight business. And you know, we'll move on. There are still a lot of fights, interesting fights that can be made at 147, and especially not only 147, the lightweight division. There's so many crazy fights that could be made in the sport of boxing right now. So there's so much up and coming talent. So don't dwell on it too much, because there's still a lot of great fights out there aside from Errol, Spence, and Terence Crawford. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated with any intel I get. But thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Peace. Well, that's going to do it for another NASFight Media video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to you always.